This is the Concise Wisdom YouTube channel. Welcome. In the world of power, there is no middle ground. You either stand out or you are forgotten. Today, we're exploring law number 6 from the 48 Laws of Power. Court attention at all costs. In a crowded, noisy world, those who blend in are quickly overlooked, while those who dare to stand out become the focal point. Attention is a kind of currency, and in the pursuit of power, it's the most valuable currency of all. It can attract opportunity, influence, and control, but only if you know how to harness it effectively. Why is attention so important? In a society where everyone is competing for recognition, attention is the key to survival. It's not enough to be skilled, talented, or knowledgeable. If no one notices, it's as if you don't exist. Being ignored is akin to being powerless. The human mind is drawn to what is bold, dramatic, and unusual. Those who stand out are remembered, and those who are remembered gain power. The more eyes are on you, the more influence you wield, and the more power you can command. One of the greatest historical examples of this principle is P.T. Barnum, the 19th century American showman. Barnum understood that attracting attention was essential to success. He was a master of publicity, often using controversial and outrageous stunts to keep himself and his circus in the spotlight. When he first brought his circus to New York, he knew he needed to do something shocking to draw crowds. So he staged a series of elaborate hoaxes, including promoting a woman he claimed to be 161 years old and displaying exotic animals that were actually taxidermy creations. His antics were not always truthful, but they were effective. People were captivated, and Barnum's name became synonymous with entertainment and spectacle. His reputation as a showman was built on the idea that there's no such thing as bad publicity. As long as people are talking about you, you're winning. Green emphasizes that courting attention requires creativity and boldness. It's not just about being seen, it's about being seen in a way that sticks in people's minds. The way you stand out must be memorable and unique. Boring, predictable actions won't suffice. Instead, create spectacles, do the unexpected, and make yourself impossible to ignore. Whether you're in business, politics, or any social arena, you need to be the one who makes an impression, the one who turns heads when you walk into a room. However, courting attention comes with a significant risk. Not all attention is good attention. While Barnum thrived on controversy, not everyone can afford to play with fire. Sometimes scandal can destroy a reputation, so you must walk a fine line. It's about being bold without crossing into recklessness. The key is to control the narrative, ensuring that the attention you attract is the kind that benefits you, not harms you. This is why it's important to balance drama with a sense of purpose and intelligence. Another powerful example is the story of Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt. Cleopatra was a master at using attention to her advantage. She knew that in the world of politics, appearance was everything. When she first met Julius Caesar, she made sure it was in the most dramatic way possible. Legend has it that she had herself smuggled into his chambers, rolled up in a carpet, which was then unfurled at his feet. This audacious display not only captured Caesar's attention, but it also created an unforgettable image that gave her an instant advantage in negotiations. Cleopatra's beauty and charm were legendary, but it was her ability to create powerful, memorable spectacles that solidified her place in history. Standing out is not about being loud. It's about being unique. In a crowd, the person who stands out is not always the one making the most noise, but the one who creates a lasting impression. It's about crafting your image, your narrative, and your actions in a way that draws people in and keeps them intrigued. Think about how you can differentiate yourself in a meaningful way, something that aligns with your goals and the message you want to convey. Green also points out that controversy can be a double-edged sword. Sometimes creating a scandal can work in your favor if it keeps you in the public eye and distracts from your weaknesses. Other times it can be your downfall if it damages your credibility. The trick is to use controversy strategically. Never let it get out of your control. If you create a stir, be ready to manage the fallout and use it to your advantage. Take, for example, the infamous chess player Bobby Fischer. In the 1960s and 70s, Fischer became a global sensation, not just because of his skill, but because of his eccentric behavior and unpredictable antics. He would make outrageous demands during tournaments, storm out of matches, and challenge the world's best players with a confidence bordering on arrogance. This behavior drew both admiration and criticism, but it kept him in the spotlight. He was the center of attention in the chess world, and his fame only grew as a result. Fischer understood that the public is drawn to those who break the mold, who refuse to conform to expectations. His reputation as a genius and a maverick was solidified through his ability to dominate the headlines. But how do you court attention without going too far? The key is to create a balance between being captivating and being credible. Don't sacrifice your integrity just to make a splash. Instead, focus on crafting your narrative. Decide what you want people to think and remember about you. Then tailor your actions to fit that narrative. It's not about being outrageous for the sake of it. It's about being memorable in a way that aligns with your goals. One practical technique Green suggests is to use the power of symbols. Symbols are potent because they condense complex ideas into a single, memorable image. A well-chosen symbol can become synonymous with your identity, making it easy for others to remember you and what you stand for. This could be a signature style, a logo, a catchphrase, or even a dramatic gesture that defines you. Think of historical figures like Napoleon, who was known for his distinct hat and hand-in-jacket pose, or Winston Churchill, whose V for victory sign became a symbol of resilience during World War II. These symbols became iconic, reinforcing their public image and making them unforgettable. Another technique is to master the art of timing. Knowing when to make a move is crucial. If you're too early, you might be ignored. If you're too late, you might be overshadowed. Choose your moments carefully, whether it's announcing a new project, launching a business, or making a public statement. Timing can make the difference between a spectacle that fades and one that leaves a lasting impact. This is why in the world of power, patience and planning are just as important as boldness and creativity. Green also advises that you should avoid being too predictable. Familiarity can breed indifference, so it's important to keep people guessing. Change your tactics, vary your approach, and don't let others put you in a box. The more unpredictable you are, the more attention you'll attract. This doesn't mean being erratic. It means remaining versatile and adaptable, able to shift your strategy when necessary. In the modern world, social media is a battleground for attention. It's a tool that, if used correctly, can amplify your visibility and influence exponentially. But it's also a platform where attention-seeking can backfire if not managed carefully. Use it to tell your story, showcase your achievements, and connect with an audience. But don't fall into the trap of seeking attention for attention's sake. The goal is to remain relevant and engaging, not to chase empty fame. So what are the key takeaways from law number 6? First, understand that attention is power. Being noticed is the first step to being influential. Second, use creativity and boldness to stand out, but do so with purpose. Third, control the narrative. Make sure that the attention you attract is the kind that benefits you, not harms you. And finally, be mindful of timing and unpredictability, knowing when to make your moves and keeping others off balance. Court attention at all costs because being overlooked is the greatest danger of all. In a world where visibility is synonymous with relevance, those who are remembered are the ones who rise to power. Make yourself the center of the story, the name that people recall, and the figure who leaves a lasting impression. If you enjoyed this deep dive into law number 6, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Concise Wisdom, and ring the notification bell to stay updated with more insights from history's greatest strategists. Until next time, remember, in the game of power, visibility is everything. Court attention or risk being forgotten.